Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for joining me in another quick episode of Iron Sharpens Iron. I'm Matt, and today I want to ask you a very simple question. My question is this: can you think of a time in the past, whether it was weeks or months or even years ago, where the things you have today were nothing more than hopes and dreams in times gone by? The life you have today at some point was just a dream or a goal or a hope you had in the past. And congratulations, you've made it. But my question today is, what's next? You see, at some point in your life, you set goals for yourself. At some point in your life, you had hopes and dreams. And more likely than not, you've achieved or obtained some of them. But my challenge today is this. You see, if you find yourself in a place where today's good was yesterday's great, then you've become stagnant and you've started to drift. And that is a warning sign, and that is a very dangerous spot for you to be. Trust me, I drifted for years and my life collapsed because of it. See, when you drift, you have no meaningful purpose in life, then you're not working towards anything meaningful and you just kind of go through the motions. And then all of a sudden you wake up 5-10 years later and you look around and you think, where has the time gone? What have I done with my life? And I want to challenge you to not let that happen, because I did, and it destroyed my life. And I'm in the process of fixing it. And that's what this video journey is about, is how to not make the mistakes I've made. And hopefully I can help you learn from the mistakes I've made and avoid the traps that I fell into. But my question today is simply that. Is today's good yesterday's great? Or is yesterday's great today's good? And if you find yourself in that spot where the things you have today are just good, but they were yesterday's hopes and dreams, I want to challenge you to stretch yourself and to set new goals for yourself. You see, when you find yourself in a place where today's good was yesterday's great, you've become complacent. You've become comfortable. And your comfort zone is where your dreams and your hopes die. You see, one thing I learned when I was working in law enforcement that was taught to me by the older people, and I taught it to all the new deputies and officers that I worked with. Complacency kills. When you go to any quote unquote routine call for service, when you handle anything with complacency, see, that's where you're at the highest risk for some sort of injury or even death. And the same thing is true in life. Whether you work in law enforcement or first responder services or not, when you become complacent, that's when you're at the greatest risk. See, I recently met somebody who works as an executive for Nike. And one of the things he told me is that in the late 90s and early 2000s, Nike was on top of the world. I mean, they had already conquered the shoe and the apparel industry with Air Jordans and things like that. But Nike as a company, as he tells me, became complacent. And once Nike became complacent, that's when they started losing market share to Reebok. That's when Under Armour came on the scene. And that's when Nike lost a huge section of their market share. And they never recovered it, but they're still doing great. But the thing is, they could have dominated even more today than they did. But Nike as a company became complacent. So that's my question to you. What's next? You have to have a meaningful purpose in a direction for your life. You have to have goals that you set for yourself. Now, goals take preparation. Life has two main ingredients: preparation and participation. So you cannot allow yourself to become a spectator in your own life. That's when you begin to drift. That's when you become complacent. That's when you take a back seat and just let the world push you around and just let life happen. But life is never meant to be a spectator sport. And my challenge to you is, do not let that happen. You have to actively participate. And more than that, in order to participate, you have to actively prepare. But there's a danger in this. See, maybe you've heard of the term the analysis paralysis, where you start thinking about something so much that you start analyzing situations so much that you never actually take any meaningful action. You're constantly analyzing it, hence the term analysis paralysis. But the same thing's true with preparation. When you start preparing, you're never doing, right? So that's my second challenge to you today is, don't let yourself become such a prepper that you never become a stepper. You have to take those meaningful steps in life. Now, I know this is a quick video and it's almost over, and I want to leave you with that one resounding challenge. What's next? If you find yourself in a spot where today's good was yesterday's great, Congratulations. But what's next? Challenge yourself today for that next meaningful step, for that next meaningful goal that you're going to achieve. More than that, the challenge, as always, is to share this video with somebody you know who needs some challenge and some motivation in their life. Somebody, if you look around, you've noticed they've become stagnant or they've lost their motivation, they've lost their momentum, and they're just kind of stalling out. Challenge them. Come alongside them and lift them up. Speak life into them. Speak encouragement into them. Challenge them and help them improve. Because in doing so, they're going to turn around and help you and other people. So, happy Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you do, please hit the like button, share this video with a friend, and if you would be amazingly awesome, it would help me greatly if you would hit that subscribe button so that you see all the other videos that I come out with. So until next time, thank you for watching. I'm Matt, and this is Iron Sharpens Iron.